I used to fly private jets, and then I decided to build a 7-figure online business. Now I help other people do it. Hey, my name's Johannes and this is my YouTube channel.
You match with someone and you start working with someone.
To be honest with you, I don't
Answer when you text them in the news as a full-time employee. Even a full-time employee doesn't do
like this with other clients and this and that and this and that. Just remember, this marketer is not going to just run our ads.
What do you suggest when business owners struggle with poor quality leads?
I think it starts with looking at what social media channels you use for your marketing, because it changes from industry to industry. If you're looking at marketing to professionals, I know that LinkedIn is usually a good way to go, although the meta platform, so Facebook and Instagram, usually has the biggest TAM, which is total addressable markets. The very first thing to look at when you struggle with poor quality leads, I think, is to look at the messaging in the ad that you are running. Are you hitting the right pain points? Are you talking to the right audience? I can give you a practical example of this. I've got a friend and they are running a funnel that helps business owners scale. And in his ads, he was actually calling out just a general audience. Like, if you are struggling to scale your business, this is how we can help. That's what he was saying. And then he changed the hook of his ads by saying, if your VSL, which is a type of funnel, if your VSL is not converting at least 3%, this is how we can help you fix it. And so by doing that, obviously someone that doesn't know what is a VSL or someone that doesn't know what is a funnel, they won't even listen to the ad any further, because it's not just a general business owner, right? You need to be tuned in to understand what is a VSL funnel. And then the ads just went through the roof because it just changed the hook. So when you're struggling with poor quality leads, you need to go and look at the messaging in your ad, specifically the hook of the ad, which is the first 3 to 5 seconds of your ad. So what we personally do is, like, we use probably 5 to 10 different hooks on the ads that we run for ourselves and for our clients. So the body copy and the call to action is the same, but we have different hooks, many different hooks in different environments, different settings, different ways of saying it. And so that you can run basically the same ad but with different hooks, and then see how that resonates with the marketplace. And then you'll very quickly see like which hooks are giving you the poor quality leads and which hooks are giving you the better quality leads. So that's a starting point. It's just like trying different hooks and then continuously testing. I think a lot of people make the mistake. They write one ad, they want to run that one ad, and they think they're going to win the lottery with that. It doesn't work like that. You have to continuously test. So that's basically what we do. We are always testing. We always have ads in the background that we're busy testing, changing different funnels, different hooks, different dimensions on the ad, different captions and titles and things like that. So that's the place to start, is look at your hooks and your messaging. Well, let's say you are like 100% sure that your call out in your ad is fine. So you are getting the right type of client, they just don't have the money. So if you're struggling with like the financial qualifier issue of your leads, then I would say you need to tighten up a little bit on your questionnaire that they complete. So usually when someone goes from an ad, they go through the next step in the funnel, which is typically an opt-in page, or if you're running a lead form ad, might be where they complete the form on Facebook's platform itself or on Instagram. And so the questions that you ask in there are vitally important for you to be able to qualify people correctly. And there's actually, in some of these forms, most of them, they have what we call conditional logic. And so you can immediately filter, within the first question, you can immediately filter the good leads from the bad leads. And so people that qualify financially, that can afford your services or your products, they continue through the rest of the funnel. And the people that don't have the money, so they answer that, let's say they have less, just as an example, they have less than $2,000 to invest, but you need more than that, then those people would go into a different segment of the funnel and get nurtured. And so that's how you then just distinguish the two types of leads, the qualified leads versus the non-qualified. And in that way, you tighten up things a little bit and you don't get these poor quality lead bookings on your calendar. So that's another way of doing it. So the first step is look at your ads, look at the messaging in the ad and your hooks in the ad itself. And then the second step would be to look at the questionnaire. He also wants to say something about leads. And then, so the second step is look at your questionnaire and the type of questions that you're asking and put conditional logic in there to avoid or to stop the poor leads from booking calls on your calendar. And what would the third step be? Depends on what funnel you're running. But like if you've got a team of setters and closers, you have to have an application grading system in place. Now, an application grading system is a system that is allowing the setters and the closers to objectively look at what the quality of the lead is without making an emotional decision, right? So they just follow process. Like if the client says yes or no to this question, then they move through to the next step. And so you have this matrix of different qualifications and basically KPIs that the setters and the closers use. So that's what I would do. Start with the messaging, look at the questionnaire, and then look at your team on whether they actually have an application grading system in place to make sure they get rid of those poor quality leads. All I can say is very exclusive cigar lounge, as you can see. There's the humidor. Look at all the whiskeys and things around you. But yeah, this is a great place to have some meetings. And I mean, it's very abnormal for me actually to come to a place like this in the week, because normally I have a lot of work to do, but today has turned out to be slightly less intense. I finished most of my important work and deep thinking work. So yeah, that's the beauty of an online business. You've got location freedom. So I've brought my laptop. We've got really strong internet here. We can sit here, smoke as a guy. I can still continue with the rest of my work, basic stuff like emails and checking in with clients. And that's what we'll do here. Maybe have a meeting or two, and that's it. The rest of the time we're going to enjoy ourselves. What do you want to move on later? Specifically, it's going to be the following 4 things. You told me now about your restaurant, what you're struggling with, what the things are that you feel needs work, and these are the 4 things that I'm going to help you with to make sure that we take you from unprofitable, okay, or very thin profit margins to up to 28% sales increase within 90 days. Now, obviously, we know that the 28% can vary from restaurant to restaurant, but this is what we've seen on average we can achieve with restaurants that has a lot of potential. That's been done 5 years, 6 years ago already. Yeah, so this has been a card that one of my clients sent to me. Linda, lovely lady. I got this card with a really nice bottle of whiskey as well, because she knows I like whiskey. The whiskey is obviously not in my office. But yeah, before I read the card, I just want to tell you that, if you're running a business, personally to me, it's really not, the driving force is not the money. The driving force is seeing how I can help other people achieve more and how I can help other people change their lives. And that is the thing that wakes me up in the morning. It's not a Lamborghini in the garage or whatever. It's getting a card like this that keeps me going, not the bank balance, right? So I'll read the card to you so that you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this was really touching. She says, Johannes, thank you for your encouragement during what turned out to be a fork in the road for me. A very tumultuous, painful but necessary turning point. Your encouragement was a lifeline. Your smiles were uplifting and your tenacity was inspiring. Thanks for putting up with me, with a smiley face. There is good fruit about to blossom from this season and you were a big part in it. And then she says, so this was I attended the event as well. So she said, thank you so much for attending the event and that you were able to join us today. I know that you are super busy, so thank you for making the time. And then she said, Johannes, what a ride, huh? Yes, which is like a South African, jeepers, it's been tough. I'm grateful for you, friend and coach. I prayed and God sent you. Dauntless was the outcome. That's her high ticket offer that I helped her to create. Different from what I expected, sooner than what I wanted, but with far more impact than I imagined. I'll catch you up on that whiskey. Everything has changed and I absolutely love it. Love, Linda. She went through a really, really, really difficult time for not just a month or 2 months, for a very long time. And you know, speaking to her on the calls, I just rocked up, I smiled, we looked at what the problems were, we put a game plan together, she went back, and then she took action every single day. And she just listened to what I was saying, sometimes kicking and screaming, which is normal. It's like going through pain, but you become better at something when you go through pain, right? And so, yeah, that's why this card is standing here, because that reminds me of why I'm spending time in this office and why I love working with people like Linda, people that are not, you know, looking for excuses all the time, people that trust in my ability and that's willing to work with me, not against me. Because remember, at the end of the day, you do pay a coach to tell you what you don't want to hear. But the coach is supposed to give you an objective opinion and help so that you can go and implement, because you don't maybe see what you're supposed to do. And that is what Linda is really, really good at. She listens, sometimes there's a bit of kickback, but it's fine, she still takes it. And then she goes and she implements, and those are the results. Now her whole life has changed. She's got more time with her kids. She's smiling again. We just came off a call now anyway. So yeah, it's just beautiful for me to see these things, and I appreciate these cards from customers so much, and this is really what keeps me going. So before I start crying, I just want to say thank you, Linda. Thank you for being such a great customer. Thank you for a client, rather, not a customer, a client, a friend. I also learn a lot from you, because you know, sometimes you give me problems which I cannot solve on the call, and then I have to go and find a solution, because that's what you pay me for. So thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone as well, and I will return the favor with a card.